Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Astara and I am an angelic communicator. I work with high level beings, angelic beings, ascended masters, archangels, soul guides to look at your soul journey on Earth. And particularly the Akashic Record is coming up as very important for us to look at the moment and to see ourselves as this soul that has this continuum on Earth, that we keep coming back to Earth. We keep coming back to Earth and also other places, other spaces that can come up in the Akashic Record. I've seen many galactic lifetimes, planetary lifetimes, and other dimensional spaces where people have had lifetimes coming through their Akashic. So I want to kind of take you to a place with this journey today on this video where we begin to imagine or to know, maybe you already know, that you have had thousands of lifetimes already. That even though you're living in this life as who you are now, you're actually made up of all this beautiful quality of experience, these talents, these gifts, these skills, which you have gained through different lifetime experiences, and they are all kept in these amazing books called the Akashic Records. So I want to talk you through a little bit about what I experience when I access the Akashic Record for someone else, for a client. And one thing I want you to really understand is that the Angelic Council of Light, who I work with, is showing me that actually, as a soul family, we're all having more access to our past lives, to understanding who we are, to understanding our own healing gifts, our own abilities. We're kind of remembering. This is the great time of remembering who we are on Earth and how we're going to use these beautiful gifts as we're coming into the new Earth, which is developing and birthing right now. So let's start with, what are the Akashic Records for anyone who doesn't know? So the when I'm shown the Akashic Records, I'm shown an energetic library, a resource which is in a dimensional space. It's a vibration, a vibrationary field that holds every single imprint from every single past life on your soul, your unique individual soul energy. So every experience, every emotion, every soul lesson you've ever had, and that's across all the lifetimes that you've had them, not just on Earth. And often it's shown to me like a sacred book or a manuscript, and it's guided by a particular angel or a being which may be very connected to your soul and looking after you. And it's shown in a certain way that reminds me that you are an ancient being, that we are in a place of reverence when we're looking at your Akashic record and beginning to understand who you are. So when I'm going into this space, I do a very special preparation. I particularly work with clients who I've already worked with before to help me gain some real insight in connecting who they truly are and being able to deliver this beautiful message and this very important healing work in a particular way. So one thing I want to say is, if you imagine you have had thousands of lifetimes, I have met kind of newer souls, but most of the people I work with are old souls who've come back at this particular time on Earth to understand why they're here again, to bring their energy into a space where they can use and access their healing abilities and thrive here on Earth. So some people may have been um, healers or priestesses or warriors, or people who've had very important missions or life journeys in other lifetimes. But often what I see is that people have very ordinary lives like we're having right now, but ordinary but really important. And so I think it's good just to be aware that you don't always have to be living the life of Cleopatra for there not to be some sort of very important gift that you're given in those lifetimes to understand. And I think doing this work actually gives you a real reverence for understanding what life is, like what we're doing here. Why do we bother come here and have a lifetime? So it can really put into perspective something that's about you as a unique being that's bringing beautiful gifts back here on Earth. So each life is precious. And within that, I'm also shown that each life carries a lot of wisdom. It often carries your gifts that you'll bring back in, but it can also bring wounds to the surface to understand what's been difficult in those past lives. And we can also see like repeating patterns coming up in the Akashic record. So if you have like unexplained fears or blocks that are happening in this life, you can often gain access and clarity by looking at the Akashic and working out is if you're ready enough, if you've done enough of that energy pattern to be able to shift it and heal it in the Akashic record session. Sometimes we also get to look at soulmates and twin flames and karmic situations with partnerships or friendships where certain things are happening. We can look at the Akashic to understand that at a deeper level. And very occasionally, I'm shown that in the kind of field of health, we can see if there's a physical symptom that's coming back into this life for a particular reason. So accessing your past lives isn't really, just entertainment. It's something that is really giving you a chance to do some proper healing and also to activate, to remember why you came at this time and what you're bringing back to do in this lifetime. So there can be a real connection to your soul purpose energy. So, who am I working with? I work with the Angelic Council of Light, and these are a very high frequency collective of beings, and they're working for the light. They are all helping humanity right now to remember and to access the truth of who they are. These are guides, soul guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters, sometimes star guardians, who are all assisting me in safely accessing the Akashic field. And often their role is to guide you as a soul through different lifetimes and to help you receive healing. Their intention is to hold you in love and safety as you explore and help you reclaim forgotten gifts and soul fragments. I had a really wonderful experience the other day with a client where the angel had kept a soul fragment and returned it to her in the session. And she said she felt quite different afterwards. It was a beautiful healing. It was really wonderful to see and to feel and experience and be part of. So they also help you to embody your higher mission, which is becoming really important as we're moving into the new earth energies, that everybody gets online with really exploring and developing their soul mission. So what I find with these beautiful angelic beings is they do not interfere. We have free will. We always have to ask for help, and they help us to illuminate the qualities that we are bringing to Earth on this lifetime. And they're helping us to really empower ourselves and help us to be sovereign beings. So, if you're interested in accessing your Akashic record and having a look at what this could mean for you in this life, I'm more than happy to do this for you. You can access this through my Instagram and book a session with me. I often think it's a good idea to have a soul session before so that we can get an idea about what we can clear before we get to the Akashic record, because the Akashic record is very deep. Often we look at one aspect of the soul in a session, and we can do other sessions where we look at other aspects of the soul, but it's really important to know that in this lifetime we have to do things gently and step by step. Just bringing my crystal here, and what I would say in this process is if you feel called, like if it's really feeling like, yeah, this is the right time to access the Akashic record, then just sit with it for a while, journal, make an intention for yourself about how you want to access this energy, what you want to explore and what you want to receive. And we're going to be creating a very sacred space that will be around you before the session and after the session, and just keeping your vibration at a level where it can heal fully and not be too vulnerable. So if this is calling you, then please let me know. Like, subscribe, and let me know if you enjoyed this video and if you would like a deeper explanation of the Akashic in another one.